That's just pitiful, man.
It was a beautiful boat at one time.
Yeah. Alright guys, we have made it to Vineyard Haven. It is 2:15. We were absolutely cooking for a lot of the trip, and then we stopped for the last little bit. At least from my understanding, I slept for most of it. I had like 2 hours of sleep last night, so I caught up for it here. But Ty and I are gonna go head in and grab a pizza, bring it back, and we're gonna have some pizza and couscous salad. You guys are probably wondering who these people beside me are. On my right is Zach. He also goes by Phytech. You'll hear him called both. He is somebody I've worked with. He's also a nuclear engineer in the Navy with me. We went through school, separated only by a couple of months. Despite him not being the biggest fan of me off the rip, we became really close friends as time went on. Carson is the girl next to me. She also works with Zach and I. She works at our headquarters and handles all of the administrative burden to make sure that our job can run smoothly. We also have Tyler on board, aka Ty. That is Carson's boyfriend. He is an avid spearfisher, an avid surfer. Anyways, this is the first time you've seen any of these three this summer. Just wanted to take a second and introduce them. Now back to the video. Go swimming, lay just on the bow and get some sun. Oh, that Hansi is stressing me out. And yeah, just keep people watching and boat watching.
I think there's going to be lots of people watching opportunities.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I have painkiller number 1. For whoever wants the first one. Phytech was really excited about it. He gets
No, you can have it. And just like that, all the food was gone and it was time to hop in the water and cool off and just hang out, listen to tunes, and have a good afternoon.
Hey, fire! I can't swim!
And before too long, the sun had set behind the hills of Martha's Vineyard and it was starting to get a little cold, so we decided to hop out, wash up, and play some games before the 4th of July fireworks started. And of course, you can't forget to hoist the YCA flag. At this point, we put the cards down, went upstairs, got our lights set up, and then sat out on the hard Dodger so we could watch the fireworks going across all of the Narragansett Sound. We could see fireworks out on the Cape, we could see fireworks back up on land in mainland Massachusetts. They were just going off everywhere around us, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Good morning, guys. It is 10:15, been up for an hour and a half or so. Had some coffee, went and dropped Carson and Ty off because we had some stuff to take care of on the boat. Figured they can still go explore and put our names on the list for the Black Dog. Come to find out it's an hour and a half long wait and you have to sit there the whole time. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for brunch, put some sunscreen on and head up. We had a good night last night. Now we're gonna go to shore, explore, figure out what we're gonna do for brunch, and just kind of hang out on the island today.
Yeah.
Probably come back and go swimming later, but we'll see. Despite totally forgetting to record at lunch, we had an absolute blast of a time up on land, having some fresh food and going through all the little shops out on Vineyard Haven. And before we hopped back in the water to enjoy another day of swimming, I took Zach out to this seemingly abandoned super yacht that we had passed on the way in. Our best guess is that it's an old super maxi racer that somebody had purchased in an attempt to refit or refurbish, as you guys can see by some of the stuff strung up on the sides and the way they have stuff rigged. It looks like it's a project, but we likely think that they had to abandon it. And now our best guess is that it's just sitting here in Vineyard Haven, partially aground because of how it's behaving. And so Zach and I just wanted to check it out and see what was up with this crazy super yacht in Vineyard Haven. Yeah, see how the water's moving, but it's not moving? Yeah. Although it is swinging slightly. It might be like edging the bottom. After doing a couple laps around the abandoned super yacht, Zach and I zipped back over to Fernweh so that we could get in the water and start just hanging out and enjoying our fun little waboba ball.
Bad news, he can't he can't go anymore.
Unfortunately, the fun had to come to an end at some point. While I was in the water, I decided to give the bottom of the dinghy a little scrub, and in the process, noticed that our tow point, which is mounted rigidly in the fiberglass, was starting to come loose. So I quickly had Ty come over with some tools so him and I could work at it both from in the water and in the boat. He held the nut tight on one side while I tightened the exterior nut, pressing the plates firm together again so that tow point wasn't gonna fail on our way home. Because without davits and a good place to store the outboard, we have to tow it everywhere right now on these short little hops. Just like that, Ty and I got it all fixed up, and we were back to hanging out in the water for just a little while longer, enjoying our last night on Martha's Vineyard. Once we got out of the water, I realized we should probably start looking at some of the weather planning for the next day. It's an 8-hour trip from Vineyard Haven to our mooring ball in Newport, and I wanted to make sure that the weather was going to look good and that we were all going to feel comfortable. Seeing as for 3 of the 5 of us, this was still the first time on any sort of passage more than a couple hours sail around the harbor. So I went through all of the apps, all the guidebooks, went through everything I could find online just to try and figure out, like, hey, is this going to be a good passage? Are we going to be safe? Is it going to be smart? Right, so we have a few options for tomorrow. I've been going through like weather routing, wind, current, all of that stuff. And it really depends on you guys' personal comfort with what we do. Because Kelsey and I are fine with pretty much anything. The best time to leave here tomorrow is going to be probably getting off the mooring between 7:30 and 7:45 in the morning, and probably not getting home realistically until 4 to 5 p.m. back to Newport. If your stuff's ready, as soon as we're on the ball in Newport, I can get you over to the shore 5 minutes later, have you on your way, right? And that's still going to be not the world's most pleasant trip tomorrow. But that will be the best situation, the best like sea state, wind condition, everything will be that timing. Or we can leave earlier, 5:30, 6 a.m. But the sea state's going to be worse, and the physical trip will take longer, and we might still end up getting in at the same time because we're going to be fighting the sea state the whole first 4 hours of the trip, right? Leaving at 7:30, 7:45, we're still going to be fighting the sea state for an hour or so, right? Leaving earlier is going to make that worse. It's going to make the trip a lot more uncomfortable. It's not going to be like, oh, we all got up at 5:30, I'm going to take a nap. No, you're fucking up, unfortunately, right? Because the sea state's going to be gnarly because we're going to be fighting it. We've figured out like the best routing as far as like for sailing, which will make it a little bit more pleasant, but still timing that with the current matters, because sailing with the wind against the current makes sailing harder, makes the trip more like less pleasant, more uncomfortable, right? We're open to whatever, but like this is what I was saying the other night. We like to do stuff group conversation, right? Especially because the three of you collectively have 0 hours of like shit weather offshore experience sailing, right? So like we want to make that decision as a group. With that, regardless of what we do, nighttime rules apply for everybody tomorrow. Be overly precautious and come back with everybody dry and happy, right?
So I guess the crux of the question is, if we leave earlier, we will definitely have a crappier time for the first couple of hours, but there will be a chance that we get in earlier. Not a guarantee, but a chance.
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah, a chance. If we leave later, it'll probably be more comfortable slightly, but we'll definitely get in, you know, later.
The only guarantee I can give you is that this trip at 6 knots takes 8 hours and 30 minutes.
But there's uncertainty here because, you know.
This is why nobody likes sailing on a schedule.
But so I get, okay, just to open it up to the floor.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly then, if the only guarantee is that we leave at 7, and that's calmer and more consistent and like confident-wise, why not get the extra 2 hours or extra hour of sleep and then be everybody all hands on deck ready to go? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't see
like,
why not.
Right, why get up earlier to risk getting there at the same time with less sleep? It just, to me, doesn't make sense.
Any other thoughts?
I'm on his page. It's really the only thing that makes sense in my head.
If we know that 7:30 is a good, solid, confident time.
It's the best of some not awesome options.
Right.
But yeah.
I would
The
say
most awesome option would be leaving like right now or at like 4 p.m. tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to have dinner and enjoy tonight, so let's not
Play some
worry about
cards,
it
hang
and
out.
do 7:30.
Right.
And just be fine and know confidently beforehand.
So at this point, the decision was made. We were going to leave close to that 7:30 mark tomorrow morning to make sure that we were still going to get in a reasonable time because everybody had long drives home, but also so that we wouldn't catch the very beginning of the really crappy sea state. So from there, we gave a quick little lesson about sailing and some theory for sailing in rough weather. And then we just hung out, had dinner, played some more cards, and unfortunately, Zach and I happened to stay up way too late. Good morning. We are here this day, whatever it is, on Martha's Vineyard. I think 3. We've lost a flipper, and we're not moving the boat. Those are the 2 important things. I'm slightly hungover. That's the 3rd important thing.
And you might have a broken finger.
And 4th important thing, probably have a broken finger. But we are leaving the boat here this week. Weather is not super favorable right now. It's blowing 20 knots. It's it's sporty for our 2nd major trip on the boat ever, right? It's sporty for getting home. So we're gonna stay here this week. We're not, but the boat is. And we're just gonna hang out and enjoy today and catch a ferry home. So now we're gonna go check out the iconic Black Dog Sunday brunch. And no, Jim, I am not getting a Bloody Mary. Alright guys, we are back out here this weekend 2 in Martha's Vineyard. Weekend number 2 of 1. As you guys saw when we left you last, we had to leave the boat in Martha's Vineyard. I was sick. Zach wasn't feeling great. It was just a whole thing, and the weather was building worse than we expected. So we had to bite the bullet and just leave the boat here. And that has led to a very, very busy week of getting ready to come back out here. Also, I have a very broken finger right now, which has not made this any easier. This happened last weekend on the boat, rope swing. But busy weekend. We had to catch the ferry back at the ass crack of dawn this morning.
8:15 in the morning.
We were up and moving at like 5 because
Correct.
we had to drive an hour and a half to the remote parking lot to take a shuttle to the ferry to get tickets to. It was a whole thing. And we're not going to get back because based off the tides right now, we're not going to get back until like midnight or 1 in the morning, and then we got to do the whole thing again tomorrow morning to go pick up our cars. So, but we're back out here. I'm going to go clean up our head a little bit because it got real funky. And then we're going to go grab a couple of groceries because we literally just didn't bring anything.
We were trying to travel as light as possible between the whole like car, ferry, bus, walk situation. Yeah. So we each have like, I have a backpack, he has a backpack.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a couple of groceries and then hopefully in about 2 hours get off the ball and get rolling back to Newport. We are back from running the shore, grabbing a quick lunch, and then we got the generator going again for about the last 45 minutes, just hanging out. Started setting up our new map tattoo. Don't judge me for not wearing a splint.
I saw that wince.
It's not allowed to get wet, and like it's so hard. Like I'm about to go drop mooring lines, they're gonna get soaked. But we just set up our new map tattoo. We're product review incoming. We're gonna use it and let you guys know how it is.
Not sponsored. This was just something that was sent to me in my magazine role, and so I've been testing it for them, but now I'm testing it for y'all too.
Yeah. If we like it, like a couple other things we've been sent, if we like it, we'll review it. If we don't like it, well, we'll tell you what we don't like about it, but we're not gonna like talk trash about the company. We think we're gonna like it. So
yeah, it's a little startup. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that later. We're gonna go turn the generator off. We're at like a really gorgeous angle to get out of here. So we're gonna turn the generator off and get going. Get headed home finally. Get in probably between 10 o'clock and midnight. For anybody that might be curious why we are motoring back, not sailing back, that was really zoomed in.
We're currently going, we're now up to 8.5. We're going 8.5 knots in the direction that we want to go. We are absolutely ripping. And there are some boats around us that have sails up, and I think they're just sailing for funsies.
Yeah, right, like this boat ain't moving.
Yeah.
And neither is that boat. Has been there for 25 minutes. And meanwhile, we're throwing a wake off of our dinghy. So that is why we are not sailing. Plus, with my finger, I don't know if you guys could see my real swollen finger. Line handling is not exactly my favorite activity right now.
If your finger wasn't injured and we were just out here sailing for funsies, it would be lovely. But unfortunately, your finger is broken, and we have places to be.
Yeah. Places that we would really like to be sooner rather than later.
Correct.
How's it going, guys?
We just wanted to give you guys a quick update about where we are at right now.
And why you were going to get caught up to real time so fast. Basically, after Martha's Vineyard, we finished wrapping up our generator issues that you heard us talking about last episode, and then we just kind of hung out for the rest of the summer before moving the boat south for the winter.
Yeah, and we did do a few projects, like adding a new outlet by the nav station and making a more proper mount for the outboard. But aside from that, we mostly just soaked up the final days of the summer and the final weeks of our time there.
And as the summer was coming to an end, we decided we were going to make a huge change to our plans and take Fernweh to Annapolis to be hauled out for the winter. And for those of you guys that don't know, we have been on a Navy base all summer, so we haven't been able to record much of the interim time between Block Island, Martha's Vineyard, and what we're doing next. And so that's why it might feel like a little bit of time travel, because our next video is going to be all the way in October with us moving the boat down to Annapolis.
Yeah, so stay tuned, because our next couple videos are going to be moving Fernweh south, going to the Annapolis Sailboat Show, getting hauled out, and announcing a few more huge changes for the next 18 months or so between right now and when Nick gets out of the Navy.
Yeah. So as always, thank you guys for watching the video and making it this far. Please smash that like button, drop us a comment, and don't forget to hit subscribe so we can grow our channel together.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without you guys, so we will see you in 2 weeks.
Fuck your content. What? Oh, that's cool.
Look at that handsome man.
Hello, dear.
Oh, she fucking that shit. Oh.